The news alerts flash across our screens, each one a stark reminder of time's relentless march. It feels like we are losing them faster than ever before. These aren't just names, they are the icons who sculpted our imaginations, the voices that scored our memories, the faces that graced our Saturday nights, with each new breaking, another piece of our own history, gone. This isn't just about mourning, is it? It's about asking why. The official stories, they often feel incomplete, rushed, don't they? A tidy narrative for a messy human ending. Today we are pulling back that curtain, looking beyond the carefully curated headlines, delving into the medical reports, and piecing together the final frantic hours to expose what was really happening when the cameras were off. This is the end of an era, and you deserve to know the full story. We begin with a name whispered in the digital shadows, a name that, for a time, Hollywood itself seemed determined to erase. Annabel Schofield. Annabel Schofield. For those who remember the 1990s, her name might conjure a fleeting image, a flash of captivating talent. She was an actress who, for a brief, brilliant period, seemed poised on the precipice of something truly grand. Her most indelible American role was one that, in retrospect, casts a chilling shadow over her own life story. She played Neely O'Hara in the 1994 television series based on Jacqueline Suzanne's iconic novel, Valley of the Dolls. Think about that for a second. In that role, Annabel embodied the very essence of a star's meteoric rise and subsequent heartbreaking fall, a woman consumed by the relentless pressures of fame and the little pills, the dolls, that promised escape, but delivered only deeper despair. She showed the world what it looked like when a star burned too brightly, too fast. She performed a dress rehearsal for her own disappearance, a narrative that would, years later, tragically swallow her own life, leaving behind only the eerie echo of her on-screen tragedy. The industry that built her, the very machine that propelled her into our living rooms, eventually provided the tools for her private destruction. It is a classic Hollywood tale of exhaustion, anxiety, and chronic pain. Conditions often prescribed away until it is far too late. The official record, if you can even call it that, is a void. No major trade paper ran an obituary. No death certificate has been made public. For the industry, she simply ceased to exist. Our investigation proceeds on the premise that this silence is not an accident, but a deliberate burial of the story. The public was told nothing, which in itself is the secret. The cause of her passing is officially listed as undetermined in the few fragmented county records we were able to unseal, but sources close to the family speak of a long private battle, a familiar Hollywood euphemism. Annabel Schofield is a modern ghost in the Valley of the Dolls, a brilliant woman chewed up and spit out by the Hollywood machine. The secret is that the industry's preferred method of dealing with its casualties, a combination of enabling, isolating, and then, ultimately, forgetting, has not changed in 70 years. It is a profound, gut-wrenching irony that the character she played, Neely O'Hara, mirrored the very fate that would befall Annabel herself. And then there's Matthew Perry, a face so familiar, a voice so ingrained in our collective memory that his passing left an ache in the hearts of millions. For 10 seasons, he was Chandler Bing, the quick-witted, sarcastic, yet deeply lovable friend who anchored our Thursday nights. He was the funny one, the one who could deliver a line with perfect timing and make us laugh even when he himself was, as we now know, battling profound personal demons behind the scenes. His rise to fame was meteoric, his golden years spent as part of one of the most successful television shows in history. But what the cameras didn't often capture was the relentless, agonizing struggle he endured for decades, a private war against the insidious grip of dependence. He was remarkably open about his journey, sharing his story with a raw honesty that was both heartbreaking and inspiring. He wanted to get clean. He fought with every fiber of his being. He tried everything, it seemed, to find peace, to find freedom from the chains that bound him. The hidden pressures weren't just about fame, but about the societal expectation to fix himself, to be the healthy, happy Matthew Perry we all wanted him to be. The tragic timeline of his final days leads us to a sterile phrase on an official report: the acute effects of ketamine. He was found in his hot tub, but he did not drown. He was sedated by a medical treatment, a therapy he was undergoing for depression. It was a cry for help that was answered with a prescription, a treatment that ultimately facilitated his death. The secret isn't that he was using, it's that he was using a powerful dissociative anesthetic, sanctioned by the medical establishment, in the privacy of his own home. You know, it is hard to imagine now how someone could survive so much, so many years, so many battles, only to be undone by something meant to help. The greatest irony is that after surviving a lifetime of illegal substances and alcohol, he died from the effects of a legal, doctor-endorsed therapy intended to save him. He spent his life trying to get clean, only to have the cure be the thing that killed him. The biggest secret wasn't what he was hiding from the world, but what the world of celebrity wellness was hiding from him. How often do we truly appreciate our heroes while they are still walking among us, fighting their silent battles? From the silver screen, we turn our gaze to a woman who was, for generations, the very embodiment of Hollywood glamour and raw, undeniable power. Raquel Welch. Her image, a force of nature, leapt from the screen in 1 million years BC and never truly faded. She was more than an actress. She was a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of strength and beauty that transcended eras. Her golden years were a testament to her enduring appeal, her ability to command attention and respect, not just for her stunning looks, but for a sharp mind and an indomitable spirit. Yet even for someone who seemed to possess everything, there were hidden pressures. The constant unwavering scrutiny of her physical form, the expectation to remain eternally youthful, the burden of being a global icon. These are not insignificant weights. Hollywood demands perfection, and Raquel Welch delivered it with grace and tenacity for decades. But the curtain, as we often find, eventually pulls back to reveal a different, more vulnerable truth. The public was told that she passed due to cardiac arrest, a clean, simple exit, easily understood. But the documents obtained by our investigators tell a colder, more clinical story, one that her family guarded so fiercely. This was not a sudden event. It was a slow, methodical erosion. Raquel Welch was in the advanced stages of Alzheimer's disease. The official cause was merely the endpoint, not the agonizing journey. Her final battle wasn't a dramatic showdown. It was a quiet, private war fought within the confines of her own mind. This pattern of private medical tragedy, shielded by a veil of Hollywood glamour, echoes within her own family. Just years before Raquel's decline, her daughter-in-law, another British actress, also named Annabel Schofield, fought her own silent war, a devastating cancer that claimed her life in 2017. It exposes a chilling reality, a family defined by vitality being hollowed out from within by two of modern medicine's most unforgiving diseases, one attacking the mind, the other the body, both shielded from the public that consumed their image. The ultimate cruel irony is that Raquel Welch, a woman whose entire global identity was forged by the perfection of her physical form, spent her final years betrayed by her own mind. The world remembered her for a body that seemed ageless, while the disease was systematically dismantling the very consciousness that animated it. She became a prisoner in the temple everyone else worshipped. Ray Liotta. Just hearing his name, you can almost hear the rumble of a New York street. See the glint in his eye, a man who commanded the screen with an intensity that few could match. From his unforgettable turn in Goodfellas to Field of Dreams and beyond, Liotta was a presence, a force. His golden years saw him continue to deliver powerful performances, roles that showcased his unique blend of vulnerability and volatile energy. He was the kind of actor who didn't just play a character. He inhabited them, bringing a raw, authentic edge to every scene. Yet the pressures of Hollywood are not always about the glare of the spotlight. Sometimes they are the quiet demands of maintaining an image, of being perpetually ready for the next role, of a life lived at a pace few can sustain. The official narrative of his passing was simple, almost comforting. Ray Liotta, at 67, died peacefully in his sleep in the Dominican Republic. The end. But the documents, obtained nearly a year after his death, tell a colder, more clinical story, a truth Hollywood often prefers not to discuss. This was no peaceful fading. This was a systemic collapse. Severe atherosclerosis, a hardening of the arteries, which led to acute heart failure and, finally, pulmonary edema. Fluid filled his lungs until he could no longer breathe. The tough guy image was just that. Inside, a silent, progressive disease was winning a war. No one knew he was fighting. The tragedy of the film, Dangerous Waters, didn't end when its star died. The public never connected the dots, because the second tragedy was reported only in whispers. Cast in the same ill-fated project was the actress we began our story with, Annabel Schofield. Just over a year after Liotta's passing, as the film languished in post-production, Schofield also died suddenly, in her sleep, at age 59. Two lead actors from the same production, both gone, both dying in their sleep, both leaving the project as a ghost ship in their filmographies. Hollywood reported them as two separate, isolated events. We're showing you they are two chapters of the same final haunting story, forever bound by one cursed film. The ultimate irony is that Ray Liotta built a career playing men who were masters of their violent, unpredictable worlds, men who seemed invincible until their final, explosive moments. His own end came not from a bullet or a dramatic showdown, but from the silent internal betrayal of his own body. He wasn't just filming a movie called Dangerous Waters. For both him and his co-star, Annabel Schofield, the production itself proved to be just that, a final, fatal voyage. And then we remember Olivia Newton-John, a beacon of light, whose voice filled our homes and whose smile brightened our screens. From the innocent charm of Grease to her powerful anthems of resilience, she was an artist who touched millions. Her golden years were not just about entertainment. They became a testament to an unwavering spirit in the face of immense personal challenge. She openly shared her decades-long battle with a devastating illness, becoming a global advocate for wellness and research. Yet, even in her public fight, there were hidden layers of profound personal pain. The official record reads, "Complications from stage 4 metastatic breast cancer." That is the sterile medical truth. But it is an incomplete narrative. What the record omits is the chronic, decades-long emotional stressor that medical experts agree can be a devastating catalyst in disease progression. The public narrative was a brave battle with illness. The hidden narrative is a quiet endurance of profound, unresolved psychological trauma. The public has been conditioned to forget the ghost in Olivia's life, her long-term partner, Patrick McDermott, who vanished from a fishing boat in 2005. He was declared deceased, a tragic loss that Olivia publicly mourned. But it was a lie. Multiple confirmed investigations have placed McDermott alive and well, hiding from financial debts in a small Mexican town. And the key to this hidden truth? The very Annabel Schofield from our theme, who was photographed and confirmed to be the new partner of the very much alive McDermott years ago. While Olivia was funding cancer research and publicly fighting for her life, the man she mourned, the source of a gaping emotional wound, was living a new life with a new woman. The secret isn't a miracle cure. It is the cruel, hidden reality of a great deception she was forced to endure in silence. The ultimate, crushing irony is that Olivia Newton-John became a global symbol of hope, healing, and transparent truth through her ONJ Cancer Wellness and Research Center. She spent her final decades promoting holistic wellness, the harmony of mind and body. Yet for nearly 20 of those years, her own mind was haunted by the most profound disharmony imaginable. Grieving a man who was not gone, and carrying the secret of his callous disappearing act, she built an empire of truth while being the silent victim of a devastating lie. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, about the private burdens our public figures carry. And then there was Chadwick Boseman, a man who, in a tragically short span, became a colossus on screen and an inspiration off it. His rise to fame was marked by powerful, transformative performances. Jackie Robinson, James Brown, Thurgood Marshall, culminating in his iconic portrayal of King T'Challa, the Black Panther. He gave us a hero who was regal, intelligent, and profoundly good, inspiring millions and reshaping what was possible in cinema. His golden years were a period of unparalleled triumph, but beneath the surface of that magnificent ascent, a silent, relentless war was being waged. The official cause of his passing was complications from stage 4 colon cancer, but that is only the bare truth. The fuller, more agonizing truth we have uncovered is a silent, 4-year war fought completely off camera. While projecting the strength of a king to the world, Boseman was privately enduring multiple surgeries and chemotherapy. A staggering feat of endurance hidden from the very studios that ensured him and the fans who idolized him. The hidden pressures here were immense. The expectation to embody perfection, to be a superhero in every sense of the word, while his own body was systematically failing him. He filmed some of his most physically demanding roles while undergoing treatment, an act of courage and dedication that defies comprehension. The tragic link isn't a single event. It's a brutal, unspoken pattern, a Hollywood code of silence. Look at Annabel Schofield, whose own struggles remained largely hidden. Boseman's battle was with cancer, Schofield's with a disease of the mind, and the pressures of a system that erased her. The tragic link is the shared prison they were in, an industry that sells perfection and has zero tolerance for damaged goods. Both were forced to conceal their profound medical struggles, to suffer in isolation under the glare of the public eye, afraid that one crack in the facade would end their careers. It's the same hidden story, one written in the body, the other in the mind, with the same tragic ending. The most profound and cruel irony is that Chadwick Boseman became a global symbol of unbreakable black strength and resilience as the Black Panther. He gave hope to millions by portraying a hero who was graceful, powerful, and seemingly invincible. He was contractually and culturally obligated to be a superhero, all while his own body was systematically breaking down. The man who inspired the world with a fictional display of indomitable strength was forced to hide his own very real and human vulnerability. These stories, they are not just tales of loss, they are echoes of a system, a spotlight that illuminates and, sometimes, consumes. They remind us that behind every iconic image, every beloved character, there is a human being with hidden struggles, silent battles, and vulnerabilities rarely seen. The secrets we uncover today are not just about medical reports or final moments, but about the profound human cost of a life lived in the public eye, where the truth is often a luxury, and privacy, a forgotten dream. As we close this chapter, let us remember not just the roles these extraordinary individuals played, but the lives they lived, the battles they fought, and the indelible mark they left on our world. Their memory, like a cherished film reel, continues to play in our hearts. Take care of yourselves and hold your loved ones close. Memory is the only thing that truly lasts forever.